Ah ha 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 ha! Wah 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 wah! Hey Blue Fleet, how are we doing? New items have been unlocked in the gallery. I don't know what those new items are, but they've been unlocked. How are we doing? Welcome. Sorry I sound out of breath, I just ran up and down the stairs really quickly. Just making sure that my wife can get into the house. There's been instances where I've left my keys in the door, and she's tried to unlock the door, and it's busted the lock. So, yeah, that's always fun, huh? Anyway, carrying on with Investigations 2 tonight. Getting edged by Gregory, as I understand it. We're about to do Turnabout Legacy, aren't we? Yeah, Turnabout Legs. Alright, let's go. Ooh, what's going on in this one, I wonder? What should we make today, kids?
Samson!
And Judy's Bake and Ball!
Oh. Okay. Macarons, waffles with cream, chiffon cakes that are light as a dream. Laugh and sing, smile, it's true. All in sweetness, waiting for you. Oh my god. Look there, what where? Over there. The oven's got something special to share. Now, let's see what we've got for you. Okay. It's cooking time. Are you ready to make something special together? Oh. Curious. Wow, talk about a blast from the past. Hey, Gregory. Going back there tomorrow. With your boy. I'm finally gonna find out what happened 18 years ago. Time for the best character of the series? Interesting. The best character of the series, huh? Oh, man. Those are some lofty shoes to be filling. Alright. Hey, Hades, welcome in. How you doing? Well, Fender, are you finally going to tell me what we're doing here? Why have you brought me to an art gallery of all places? I think you're in Simon at best, but he's a strong contender. Interesting. Hey, you had nothing going on. Seemed like the perfect chance to come and enjoy the magic of a star sign stuff together. I'm leaving. Chill, big guy, I'm just joking. You know about the I-7 incident, yeah? Your old man's last case? Of course. Von Karma took great pleasure in showing me the files as soon as I became a prosecutor. And I reviewed them again last night after your invite, see? Okay. I was also present at the trial all those years ago, although my memories of it are somewhat hazy. Point. As a child, I was completely in awe of my father. The sight of him in court was inspiration. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law, and opposite him, the man who would become my mentor, Von Karma. It was quite a case. Give me a second, guys. I'm just going to recalibrate my camera. There we go. That should be a bit better. I noticed an issue with Alien Isolation the other day where I was just constantly like, okay. Shouldn't be like that. Okay. However, it ended with the conviction of the accused. Oh dear. Ah, so you were there too? You were there in the courtroom for Gregory's final outing. Well, that'll make explaining things easier. I want you to know something, see. That's something being what really went down. Not the truth in those files, but the capital T truth. It was 18 years ago, smack dab in the middle of a real doozy of a winter. The buildings were covered in a blanket of snow. It looked like the streets were lined with popsicles. But things weren't so innocent behind those frozen doors. In fact, some pretty sordid stuff went down. Okay. This was back before yours truly was the fine figure of an attorney you see before you today. He just looks like some punk kid there. Okay. Hey, Mr. E, this one really came out of the blue, huh? What voice does he get? Wait, hang on. Oh my god. Guys. I've worked it out. Oh my, how did I not see this? Oh my god. I've just worked something out. He's voiced by ProZD. ProZD was the guy who did the voice of that character in Borderlands 3, wasn't he? His voice should be firm and serious. I think his voice should just be a series of unintelligible grunts and, like, growls, right? And do you know why? Do you know why that should be the case? Let me show you why that should be the case. Because, look, it's Q from Streets. He's Q from Streets. He's Q from Streets. Look. The mask is even a perfect fit. Oh no. Okay. Bye Q from Streets. Okay, let's get rid of that then. Okay. It did. We were called in before the ink on the arrest papers was even dry. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm a defense attorney. I'm here visiting a client with my assistant, Eddie Fender. Murder on Christmas Eve? What's the world coming to? In the dark of the night, at the end of the day, I saw two timely saviors are coming my way. Who's this? Ah! Okay. Welcome, my friends, to the visitor's room. And if we're not friends yet, I'm sure we will be soon. He's Italian now. Deal with it. Whoa, talk about an entrance. I was not expecting that. Why is the guard doing jazz hands? Okay. Unexpected jazz hands. Where's that come from? Sorry if I surprised you. I'm just so happy to see you both. Thanks so much for coming out. Seriously, I can't thank you enough. You're the accused, I take it. I am. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law, at your service. I look forward to representing you. This is my assistant, Eddie Fender. Pleased to meet you, sir. I'll do everything I can to help. Come now, Edward. Calm down, please. You'll have to forgive him. He's still new to this. He's been helping me out part-time, but he's far from fully fledged lawyer material yet. Nonetheless, I'm hoping he'll be of some assistance in investigating the particulars of this case. Gregory and Eddie, it's an honor to meet you both. My job as a defense attorney is to save my clients from wrongful convictions. So the first thing to do is establish whether or not he is truly innocent. Perhaps we could begin by having you tell us a little about yourself. What am I thinking? I haven't even told you my name. I'm Samson Tangaroa. It really is you? Samson Tangaroa, the world's greatest confectioner? His translation name is Jeffrey Masters. Jeffrey Masters, what? How's that a translation name? I used to know someone called that. I literally used to know someone with that name. You flatter me, my young friend. And call me Samson. All my pals do. Wow, thanks, Samson, I will. I can't believe I'm meeting you in person. It seems Eddie knows something of our client. Mr. E, it's D. Samson Tangaroa, the singing, dancing, confectionery-making sensation. Don't you think he kind of looks like, what's his name now? From, Kentaro from Fist of the North Star. Obai wa mo shinderu. And so forth. Oh, let me just, what shall we make today, kids? Macarons, waffles with cream, chiffon cakes that are light as a dream. Laugh and sing, smile, it's true. All that sweetness waiting for you. Look there, not where? Over there, wrong voice. The oven's got something special to share. Bing! Now, let's see what we've got for you. A conviction. Insert watabe. Amazing. I almost started dancing along. That is one hell of a pose. And the guards do it. Oh, no, Ara, I understand now. I thought you meant Gregory was the best character in the series. You actually mean this cop. This specific cop. I mean, yeah. I can kind of see it. Oh, excuse me. This specific cop's a genius. No way! I gotta sing with Samson Tangaroa. This is a dream come true. Ah, thanks, little pal. It means a lot to hear you say that. My apologies, but I think we need to discuss the matter at hand. Of course. I'm sure you're both very busy. Alright, where would you like me to start? Tell us about yourself. So, you're not just a confectioner, but also a singer and a dancer. I sure am. When I'm having fun, my body just starts moving. You must really enjoy making desserts. Aha, wouldn't be much of a confectioner if I didn't. I'd live to make sweets that will bring joy to others. Hey, they're not just things, they're works of art. Sparkling, dazzling, mouth-watering creations. The stuff that dreams are made of. Not your type of guys, but blue and suit ain't that bad looking. Blue and suit? Hold on. Blue and suit? Did I miss something? Hold on. Oh, do we mean Eddie? Do we mean Eddie? Oh, noir. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like noir detectives. Yeah, I get what you mean now, Don. So, how you doing, by the way? Welcome in. Yeah, that's definitely... He's definitely got, like, the 1930s gumshoe look going. And not gumshoe as in Dick Gumshoe. Gumshoe as in, like, film noir. So he aims to create joyous and inspirational pieces, does he? Okay. So what happened? I understand that the incident in question happened at your mansion. Gregory is one of the rare persons to pull off the fedora. See, anytime I see someone wearing a suit and a fedora, I automatically think they're going to be packing a pair of balisong. And probably some chains too. And then it'll be all like... If you recognise that bit of music, congratulations, you're now cultured as hell. Indeed. We were holding an international confectionery contest there when a body was found inside one of my creations. Oh. Oh dear. Inside one of your... No way! The detective in charge placed me under arrest because of it, and now here I am. Oh, when you say pull off the fedora, you mean he makes it look good. I thought you meant pull it off as in, like, take it off. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Understood. But I could never take a life. Never. Who's the detective in charge there, you think? 18 years ago. 18 years. 18 years. So, 18 years ago, Eddie is... I mean, it can't be Gumshoe, because Gumshoe's first case was the one where Edgeworth was, like, doing his first prosecution, right? So, I think the detective in charge is either Tyrell Bad, which would be a nice little callback, could possibly be the guy who was the victim in Rise from the Ashes. I think if it was Damon Gant, I'd laugh quite hard. The only other thing I could think of is, like, trick question, it was Fulbright. Oh no. Was it, what, are we talking actual Fulbright or fake Fulbright? In justice we trust. I'm sure the police will see that too in time. They'll realise their mistake. I sure hope so. Have I got, I need to get, I need to get an emoji for what I'm doing when I'm actually voicing Samson, right? Because I am gesticulating quite madly whilst I voice him. And yeah, here we go. So this is the expression I'm doing whenever I say anything in Samson's voice. In fact, I'll just post it when I do it. And what can you tell us about the victim? His name is Artie Frost. He was taking part in the contest. Mr. Frost was a wonderful confectioner. His creations were things of real beauty. I just don't understand. Why did he have to die? I'm sorry. He seems genuinely upset over the victim's death. I think I have a pretty good measure of the man now. Mr. Tangaroa, there's just one last thing I need to confirm with you. You didn't kill Mr. Frost, correct? Correct. I swear to you I didn't do it. Like I told you, I could never take a life. Never. He seems quite sincere. Alright, I'm going to take you at your word. Thank you for being so forthright with me. Likewise, it's good to talk to somebody other than those detectives. We'll head to the scene of the crime and see what we can learn. We'll be in touch when we have something more to tell you. Goodbye, Gregory. Goodbye, Eddie. I'm counting on both of you. Okay. Isn't that the lady who's like his TV partner? Yeah, I bet she did it. I've got nothing to go on, but like, I bet she did it. Wait, what? No? Too obvious? Okay. Oh, it's pretty cold out here, huh, Mr. E? Never saw so much snow. Yes, and it doesn't seem like it'll be letting up anytime soon. But just look at this place. What a sweet house Samson's got. It's huge. Yes, big enough to hold an international confectionery contest, no less. Welcome, welcome everyone. Come on in, we'll have some fun. I think that's probably going to be her, isn't it? Ah! What voice does she get, then? What voice did we give her? That fountain gave you a genius idea? Uh-oh. I just realised, you know what? Look at the hair. When he's inconvenienced, he smiles. That's terrifying. So, with her hair like that, I feel like her voice should be Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh no! Are you alright? I'm sorry. Would you happen to be Mr. Gregory Edgeworth by any chance? That's a really bad Sonic impression, but fuck it, we've all. I would. It's a pleasure to meet you. The hardest of times when a lawyer has to force his biggest smile. A chocolate fountain built around a cake with dark chocolate fondue over rich cake. I think you'll find, Dod Sodalo, that can get in my belly right now. We'll put some whipped cream on top of it just to be like extra like chonking. Oh yeah. I'm Eddie Fender, Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, welcome to our humble abode. Judy Bound, it's an honor to meet you both. Is that supposed to... Judy Bound. Duty Bound? Okay. I'm the housekeeper here. I'm Mr. Tangaroa's assistant. Every slice is fully moist and frosted. Moist. You know, housekeeper. You're Judy Bound. D. Judy Bound. You know a little something of my work? A little? I watch you on TV every chance I get, you fucking simp. I'm Bacon Bob's biggest fan. He actually looks like a VTuber fan as well. Look at him. Fucking VTuber fan looking ass. Haha, it's very kind of you to say so. We'd be nothing without our fans. The victim translation name was Isaac Dover. Isaac Dover. Sacked over. Catherine Hall? Maybe the puns will make more sense as we go on, huh? And what might Bacon Bob be? It's only the biggest show on TV. Every kid on the planet loves it. Bend over would have been better. What about keeled over? The dynamic duo of Samson and Judy makes delicious sweet stuff, almost singing and dancing. Like this, check it out. Fender. What should we make today, kids? Cookie dough, caramel too. Fluffy shoe cream, tiramisu. Everyone, come along. Baking treats with a smile and a song. Oh, for fuck's sake. There, ooh, where, who? There, it's true. The oven's got something special for you. Fucking hell. Just take a bite and you'll see. That was a wonderful performance, Mr. Fender. Bravo! Haha, I dance along every time I watch the show. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Oh my god. You missed the intro. You know what? It's probably just as well. Like, honestly, I get the feeling that the dance in this case is going to be kind of like the Blue Trauma. It's the last song for a bit. Oh, thank fuck for that. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Whew. See, if the song was, like, good, I could probably deal with it a bit better. You know, like if it was the song from 5 DLC. But it's not. It's not even close. Okay, right. Perhaps Miles might enjoy it too. I'll suggest it later. Oh, this dancing really takes it out of a guy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm the world's worst hostess. Here, nothing relaxes the body and mind quite like a cup of tea. Wait, she's supposed to be British. Ah, fuck. What are those pumps in the background? The blue and green and red ones? I haven't noticed those. Oh, they look like trophies. Yeah, they're trophies. Ah, this is Ceylon, correct? It's delicious. Yeah, that's right. A British guy knows how to pronounce Ceylon correctly. Actually, my favourite takeaway, which we might be having tomorrow night, depending on what we do in the daytime, their Ceylon curry is one of my favourites to go for. Delicious. It's really spicy, but it's so good. Like, I suffer. I mean, tell you the truth. I've been suffering for a few days now because I've been eating prawns for my lunch this week, and each day I put ghost pepper sauce on my prawns, and then I shit my guts out in the evening and think, my god, I'm not doing this again anytime soon. And then I get to the next morning, and I put ghost pepper sauce on my prawns for lunch, and then I shit my guts out in the evening, and I think to myself, while I'm shitting my guts out, I'm never going to do this again. Guess what I did today? I put ghost pepper sauce on my prawns. And the reason I was late to stream was because I was shitting my guts out thinking, I'm never going to do this again, am I? I'm not a smart person. It must be said, okay? Its citrus aroma is said to improve one's ability to concentrate, so recall. Interesting, so this is what Ceylon tea tastes like, huh? That's a constipation hack? A little bit, yeah. How odd, the sauce is cold. Yeah, so the tea cools down more quickly, I'm afraid. Some of our guests don't like it too hot. I see. These teacups are very unique too. The design is really something. Awful sounding? It's pretty bad. I gotta say, like, it's pretty bad. Because the thing is, like, when it's getting ready to happen, it's like, I don't know what it is about the lower intestine compared to the small intestine and the stomach, but you can feel the pepper spice just building and building and building. And it's like, oh, so this is what Gregory feels like. And then because you're Greg and Nancy with spice, you know, the birth of your baby is like, kind of like that scene from Alien with the chest burster, except poo. And probably much more painful as well, actually. Anyway, moving on from poo. You think so? Thank you so much. I ordered them all the way from France. They're my absolute favorite. They were designed by a marvelous sculptor named Paul Halik. Have you heard of him? He makes the most amazing tableware in the world. You're clearly a big fan of his work. Oh, I am. These teacups are my greatest treasure. Complete Ghost in the Shell mangas are a deluxe omnibus for $32. Damn. Paul Halik was named Pierre Hockey in the translation. Are those puns? Are those pun names? I don't get it. Yeah, I might have a look at that. I might have a look at that. I haven't actually... I've seen a bit of... Pierre Hockey is close to Periquet. What the fuck's a Periquet? I'll have a look at that on Amazon later, I think. Oh, like parakeet. Wait, it's supposed to be parakeet. What? Yeah, hang on. That's how you spell it in English. It's a parakeet. She's certainly not afraid to show when she's passionate about something. You thought it was a PROA reference? I don't know what a PROA is either. If you don't mind, Miss Bound, I'd like to move on to the reason we're here. Can you tell us everything you know about the unfortunate incident that occurred earlier? Of course. I'm sorry for getting so distracted. I guess I'm still in shock. Because I'm the one who found the body, you see. You discovered the victim? Is it true that the body was recovered from inside of one of Mr. Tangaro's creations? It is. We were in the middle of the contest's final judgment phase when I heard the sound of something big collapsing coming from Samson's room. Oh. Samson, you in here? It's like a ballerina dancing clown thing. Oh, okay. Understood. Ah! Oh dear. I opened the door and went inside, and there's Mr. Frost's body. Thank you. I'm sorry to make you relive such a traumatic experience. Hey, Zach, how we doing, man? Not bad, thanks. Not bad, thanks. How about you? Think nothing of it, please. I only wish I had more to tell you. Now, if you don't mind, Miss Bound, I'd like to begin our investigation of the crime scene. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Fender, you have to save Samson. He's no murderer. He could never do something like that. Of course. Leave it to us, Miss Bound. Wrong voice. Suddenly Eddie's become Gregory. Leave it to us, Miss Bound. Thought I'd be spending time with the missus. We're doing that tomorrow. Because she's been at work all day and she's just going to be like really tired when she gets home. So it's like, we're going out to town tomorrow for a bit. But tomorrow evening I'm going to be starting the stream of Tomb Raider 4 Remastered. Because that released about 2.5 hours ago, I think it came on Steam for download. And I would have played it tonight, but tonight is Ace Attorney night. So, yeah, we're going out tomorrow. I'm getting my hair cut at long last because my hair is out of control. Like, I haven't been able to get it cut in about 12 weeks. And, you know Robin Williams' character in Jumanji when he steps out of the game, he's like, what year is it? I look like that right now. I really need the barber to save me from myself. Oh, boy. Man, my wigglers are pretty... Look at them go. Woo! Woo! Hee hee. Yeah. Okay. Wait, hang on. I've got very expressive eyebrows. Dress as a maid and do a bunch of housework for her? I already do all the fucking housework. That's just normal. That's just normal for us. You went to an ophthalmologist on your way to fetch the glasses. Someone complimented you on your hair. Nice. You love to see it. I normally get compliments on my beard, if I get any at all. Because my beard is, like, pretty majestic. I'll go serve the others their tea, then. Come, Eddie, to the scene of the crime. Yes, sir, Mr. E. It's bad! Excellent. No way! Everything in this room's made of chocolate. Considering I'm British, remain Latusa and surprising. It's true. The banana spear? Fuck yeah. My favourite prop. I can't believe I'm getting to see so many of Samson's creations this up close and personal. I might be more excited myself if the room wasn't a murder scene. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's been an exhausting week at work.
Oh, just hearing you say that sends a shiver down my spine.
That might just be the temperature in here. It's rather cold.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it is pretty... Choo!
Defense on the scene already. That was fast. A pleasure to meet you, Gregory Edgeworth. I'm representing Mr. Tangaroa. Murder mystery just makes it more delicious in fiction. Yeah. Yeah, Bad's coat doesn't have the bullet holes yet. It's intact. He hasn't been shot up. Excellent. This is my assistant, Eddie Fender.
Nice to meet you.
Bad. Detective Tyrell, Bad.
The detective in charge is named Bad, a man of few words.
Hang on. Did a VTuber mention his name? Why is he eating paper? You're eating your notepaper. He likes to chew over his thoughts rather literally, I'm afraid. It helps him to digest and remember them. It's a little quirk of his. Please try to ignore it. Although I'd be the first to admit that's easier said than done. With introductions out of the way, Detective Bat, would you mind if we joined you in investigating the scene? Sorry, not going to happen.
What? How come? Mr. Edgeworth's Mr. Tangaroa's attorney.
Yeah, and attorneys will do anything to get them off the hook. Even put words in their clients' mouths. You think I need that on my crime scene?
Mr. Edgeworth would never do something like that.
I don't trust attorneys. Okay, kid? Detective, you established my client's supposed guilt based on an investigation of the crime scene, correct? That's usually how it works, yeah. What of it? Then extending the same courtesy, I believe he is innocent and I would like the chance to prove it. You believe he's innocent, and you didn't even see the scene yet? That's some flimsy lawyering. That's exactly why I wish to see the scene for myself. I need to ensure that my belief is based on solid evidence and sound reasoning. You about to tell me you're not leaving until I let you look over the scene? I am. Fine, knock yourselves out. Thank you, Detective. But I'm coming around with you. Like I said, I don't trust attorneys. If you're good with that, go ahead and get to it.
That was a lollipop this whole time?
I must admit, I didn't see that coming either. Okay. We'd better get started then. I'll need you to take notes, Eddie.
On it, Mr. E.
Let's get this over with. Okay. Bad theme is pretty damn good, yeah. He has, like, the same general bearing that, like... I just want to point out for a second. Like, the way that Bad is stood right now. If you were to, like... If you saw me at a train station, that's generally how I stand around. Damn, I love coat capes as well. Okay. This is a fine selection of nautical paraphernalia. You think one of them could be the murder weapon? No, they're all made out of chocolate. You'd have a hard time bludgeoning someone to death with one of them. Can't tell what's real in here. They really do look genuine. I can hardly tell the difference myself. A true testament to Mr. Tangaroa's skills. So this is where the body was discovered. Yeah. They took it away already, but everything else is just how we found it. It appears the body was inside the treasure chest. Yeah, a woman by the name of Bound found it.
Samson, are you in here? Ah!
Seems she heard something breaking and came to see what it was. If only we had just a little more information. There's something else in here. It looks like a seal of some kind, with somebody's initials in an intricate shape carved into it. It needs some defined shoulders to keep a coat cape on without something to tie it together. Yeah, I can wear a coat cape without anything to tie it together. I have done on multiple occasions. Sometimes I'll just like, if I want to have a coat with me or like a jacket with me, but I don't want to commit to putting it on because it's a bit too warm if I move around with it, I'll just wear it as a cape. Yeah, I will wear it as a coat cape. I am like, and I'm not saying this to like make myself seem all that, but like physically I am pretty, I've been told I'm intimidating in stature. Like, I'm 6'3", 120 kilograms, with a 550 kilogram leg press. People look at me and they tend to move out of the way. It's like, I'm just a little guy. Come on. You don't have to be scared of me, I'm just a little guy. So, PH. Interesting. Is it for making those fancy waxings on documents? You think it belongs to the victim? No idea. But it's gonna get logged anyway. Oh, Chibi. So I'll take that. Okay. The ship fell down. It's really rather impressive making an entire ship out of chocolate. Well, you know what else that you should never make a ship out of? Never make a ship out of shit and of wank. Considering I'm 3 meters tall with a huge beard and a huge cake. No, I'm closer to 2 meters tall. Yeah. No, I go to the gym 5 days a week, and it does show. You know, I'm pretty broad. It's quite nice when grandmas come up to me in the supermarket and like, oh, young man, can you get that down from the top shelf for me? And instead of me. You know, instead of like grunting, intimidating, I'm just, yeah, nice grandma. But then you get someone who's like taffing about. All I have to do is look at them, and they'll just like, oh, okay, sorry. It's quite funny. That's Samson Tonga roll for you. Don't you just want to take a big bite out of it? Which part to bite first, though? That's the real head scratcher, you know. Bite any part of it, kid, and you'll be off this crime scene so fast your head will spin. Hey, it was just a joke. Stop staring at me like that. You should hit the gym. You're naturally quite broad. It'd be interesting. See, if you hit the gym because you're naturally quite broad, are you YouTuber? Yes. I thought that was funny. No? These Chris Broad jokes not hitting the spot? Alright, fair enough. I do wish Eddie would keep his cool a little better sometimes. You didn't get it? Oh, there's a video of Chris Broad when he was like first living over in Japan doing like YouTube content. And some people came over to interview him. And they opened the door. And the interview is just like, are you YouTuber? And Chris Broad is just like, yes. And it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Voyage of the Red Rover. After sailing the 7 seas, the legendary ship happens upon a great treasure at last. This piece is a tribute to the adventurous spirit of our ancestors. Do you know what killed this guy? 1 piece of chocolate. One of the stands for the ship is broken. The ship must have collapsed onto the treasure chest and smashed it open. Wait, do you think... Could that be how the victim died? Was he crushed by the ship? Wrong voice. If he was, this becomes an accidental death and not a murder. You too serious? Don't worry, detective. For the moment, we're simply discussing a possibility. I was being serious, though. You're lucky that, I'm lucky that you like puns, or that'd be a come on. Detective, can you tell us a little more about the state of the victim's body? Let me see. Got a picture here someplace. You can see for yourselves. Death was from blunt force trauma. And what about the weapon? Has it been found yet? You can ask the prosecutor in charge about that. The detective's not one for sharing much, I see. Would you mind if we borrowed this? No skin off my nose. It's not like it's official. Bound took it with an instant camera when she found the body.
An instant camera, like it's a disposable or something?
No, it means that it develops the pictures right there and then you take them.
No way, sounds pretty convenient.
Your resume is impressive, but do you even have a real YouTube channel? You know what? Streamers have occasionally had to reveal that sort of stuff to border forces. Like, when it's like, okay, so you're coming into the country. How are you going to support yourself? And it can get kind of awkward for them. Like, when you've got a HoloLive member showing off their YouTube channel because border security won't let them through otherwise. I have an OnlyFan. Oh, no. No. Now then, I'd better get my facts straight and take down some notes of my own. There's something in this picture that contradicts with the current crime scene. I'll need to call on my powers of deduction to figure out why. Okay. That's VIP seats right there. Yeah. So let's have a look at our evidence then. The victim's body was found in Samson Tankaro's room inside his chocolate treasure chest. Cause of death appears to have been blood loss following blunt force trauma. Okay. Okay. What are you investigating, officer? Sir, I was just taking the temperature of the water here. And what have you learned? Oh, it's warm, sir. The stream in each room flows into the main fountain, and then the water circulates back to the rooms. Unusual, to say the least. I've never seen a house quite like this one. Rich folks. They're all crazy. He's being relatable again, chap. How's it looking over here, officer? Nothing of interest in that cupboard, or... Yes, sir. So, there is? Oh, no, there isn't. Just a blowtorch used for cooking and some tableware, sir. You heard the man, Mr. Attorney. Nothing to add, am I right? No. So, you do have something to add? Oh, no. Can't get a straight answer out of anybody. Perhaps you should ask a straight question. A straight question? Oh, okay. I've got a straight question to ask. How about them boobies? No, that was terrible. You prefer gay questions? Yeah. They tend to be much more entertaining, much more witty, to the point, cutting. Generally of a higher degree of wit. Now I'm speaking your language. Possible legitimate concern. If a chap gets down on his luck, he's more likely to find a job in a foreign country. Especially taking regs into consideration. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, for YouTubers, it's kind of difficult because, especially if you're under an NDA and it's your primary source of income, it's like you have to break your NDA to actually pass border security. So, you know, it's tough. I understand why people like, let's make sure that you've got money to actually survive in the country, but like, when it comes to breaking NDA, tricky. Who the fuck is this guy? And you are... Sorry, meditating. Did you want something, detective? Oh, I'm an attorney, not a detective. Gregory Edgeworth, a pleasure to meet you. In the specific location, the managers be the ones dealing with that? Well, they thought they had done. And the immigration officer in question was just like, no, I'm not happy with this at all. This is suspicious. So it actually ended up with the HoloMem in question basically checking with their manager, and their manager was like, no, okay, show them the channel. You know, you're going to have to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get into the country. But yeah, immigration laws in general are a mess and a half. Lots of countries just hate disabled people. Yeah, it's unnecessarily difficult for a lot of them. And, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, technically, technically, even though I don't really consider myself as such because I've just learned to deal with it, my brain injury is actually kind of a disability in a lot of ways. And, you know, I'm not saying that to try and jump on any bandwagons or to... Wait, the UK's adding a fee for people visiting the country for less than 6 months starting April the 1st. That sounds like an April Fool's error. That sounds like an April Fool's. That can't be right. I've not heard anything about this, and I work in the UK legal sector. Since when did this come in? Hang on. UK visitor fee. Huh. Up to 6 months, you need a visitor visa at £115. This looks like something that's active now. Yeah, this is already a thing. Apparently, I didn't know about this, but this has been a thing for like a year at least. So, I've learned it today. I'm his assistant, Eddie Fender. I see. Name's Carmelo Gusto. I'm a confectioner, here for the contest. Yar, what's your specialty, Mr. Gusto? Oh. The Art of Air and Sugar. His translation name is Dengustavia. I never visit my own country for less than 6 months. I haven't left my country since 2007. I don't even have a passport. Wait, no, it's 2008. I went to Sweden, but I don't even have a passport at this point, so I just don't see the point.
No way! Look at that, it's a little baby seahorse.
Starting April the 1st, you need a £75 visa, even if you say less than 6 months. But the thing I've just read on gov.uk says that you need a 115 quid visa for up to 6 months now. So that's cheaper. So they're cutting the cost of it, apparently. This seems like a long-standing thing that I've just not been aware of. Either that or it's an April Fool debate. It's one of the two. It's a dragon, a noble soaring creature of the skies.
That's a dragon?
It does look more aquatic than airborne. It's weird because when you read up you didn't need anything less than 6 months. That was probably when we were part of the EU. And then Boris happened. What fun did I get up to in Sweden? Oh boy. So I went over with my old World of Warcraft guild. And we were there at one of the guild masters' houses for like 2 weeks just getting drunk and eating pizza. And just like wandering around Sweden. It was really good actually. Really, really, really good. I got so drunk on the last Friday night though. Like to the point I had a 3-day hangover. Like, it's the only time that my wife has gotten so angry with me that she says that she broke up with me. She didn't. She was just throwing a bit of a tantrum because she says I never told her that I got to Sweden safely, but I emailed her and she just never checked her emails. So wife, you know, well, you know, check your emails, wife. Check them. Check them. But no, it was really, Sweden's awesome. I loved every second of that. No need to sugarcoat it. My design sense is weak. I know that better than anybody. That's why I'm heading to Shing Farm when this is all over. I need to train. Hard. Perhaps we should get off the subject of his design sense for now. So what are you doing in here, Mr. Gusto? I didn't think they were allowing civilians on the scene yet. What was the pizza like? Oh boy. So Sweden has a bit of a thing for war crime pizza. So, sorry, give me just a second, guys. Did I hear something? Give me a second. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. So, the war crime pizza. Basically, one day we would play. This is the era of the Nintendo DS, so a lot of us were sat around playing Bomberman on DS, right? Right. So it's a new law for EU citizens. £10 visa in April. Right. Understood. That makes sense. So the Swedish Walk-Around Pizza. We're sat around playing Bomberman, and one of my buddies is not paying attention to the hostess, who was, the one whose house we were all staying at. And she gives him the menu, and she's translating for the menu. I'm like, oh, it sounded seafood pizza. This sounds good. I'm going to have that, please. And yeah, okay. And it was pretty good. And he wasn't paying attention. He was just like, yeah. So she's like, oh, I'm going to get you, motherfucker. And she ordered him banana curry pizza. And if you don't know what banana curry pizza is, it's a pizza made with curry sauce and banana. Yeah. And I get the feeling, Zachtan, that you know about banana curry pizza, because why else would you specifically ask about what the pizza was like? What the hell kind of pizza is that? Look, Swedes are weird, alright? Swedes are kind of fucked up. In the best possible way. I love Sweden, but their pizzas are fucked up. It was pretty nice, I will say, it was pretty nice. But at the same time, it's just like, it looked just like a war crime. Yet he looks down at it, and he's just like, looks up, he's like, what's this? And yeah. Lunch break's over, Zach, no worries, you take care and you have a good rest of your day, alright? And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for some Tomb Raider. Yes, we're going to Egypt. We have to go to Angkor Wat for a bit first, but Egypt. Detective wanted to know more about one of the pieces in here. Makes sense, seeing as he's a contestant. Perhaps I should ask him a few questions of my own. Okay. So let's ask about Carmelo Gusto. Those are some interesting inputs you use, Mr. Gusto. Sugar blowing pumps. They put air into the sugar. You gotta eat, no worries, Ara. Enjoy your din-dins. Yummy, yummy. They're so cool. It's like watching a sword master do his thing. I'm no master. Not a day goes by that I don't hurt myself one way or another. That's why I wear red. That way it doesn't matter when I make a mess. The way of the confectioner is a lonely one. You never stop learning, not until you die. The way of the confectioner sounds like a long one, too, if he's still injuring himself on a daily basis. What can you tell us about the contest? Based on what we've seen so far, flavour doesn't seem to be the only criteria at play. The contest was Tangaro's idea. It's about art. Confectionery is art. Confectionery is art? Art you can eat. Every part of it. Every single item in this room is edible. The whole place does kind of smell like chocolate. Tangaro is a genius. A once-in-a-generation talent. Flavour and flair. He has it all. He's a Ronin confectioner. Yeah. He's kind of like a Guilty Gear character, isn't he? Like, he's kind of like Biken's dad or something. And if you can't outdo the god of confections himself, you can't win. I don't know, man. Being not the greatest in the world seems kind of hard, yeah? As it should be. Whoever beats him becomes the greatest in turn. That's the real prize here. Nothing else matters. So you're competing for a title, effectively. And a treasure. The ultimate cookbook. Tangaroa's most prized possession. If you want to know more, it's all written down here. It's the list of rules that was given out to contestants. Understood. Let's have a look at that. Prize, the ultimate cookbook, the title of world's greatest confectioner. Judging will proceed clockwise from the leftmost room. All contestants to gather in Mr. Tangaroa's room when judging ends. Non-confectionery items may not be used as decoration. Stands and display materials will be provided. Contestants may not enter another contestant's room until judging is completed. Okay. Sorry, I don't know much about what happened. I only heard about it after the judging was over. How was the judging organised? It started at 3 PM. Tangaroa began making the rounds right around then. He left his own room, then worked his way around the venue clockwise. My creations were the first to be judged. After that, he went to Scon's room. She's another one of the contestants. What can you tell us about her? Ruthless, brutal. There's nothing she wouldn't do to win. She was working with Cream, some kind of dreamscape. Okay. Then, last of all, Frost's room. His thing was flavoured ice. Sculptures this time, or so I heard. Bone found the body, while Tangaroa was still making the rounds. She panicked, ran to call the cops. Tangaroa went right on judging, claims he didn't know a thing about it. Till afterward. Went in and looked over the victim's work, even though the guy was nowhere to be seen. Pretty suspicious behaviour in anyone's books. I don't have enough information to challenge him on that yet. By the way, Detective Bad, what were you and Mr. Gusto talking about earlier? I was going to ask about the piece on the wall here, the one in the frame. Seemed like something was off. Thought I'd better ask somebody who knows about this stuff. Angel's Cookbook, Angel Beset by Thorns, A Diary of Despair, The Light of Life. Okay. But then you bozos showed up and pulled me away from the important work. Perhaps we can take a closer look at it together. Can't take a hint, can you? Angel's Despair and Shrines? Yeah. I eat chocolate pie when angels deserve to die. Are we getting goth mummy suspect? Probably not. Probably not. I very much doubt it. People always be like, oh, I'd love a goth mummy. And then it's like, do you think about Rome? And it's like, yeah, Rome. I think about Rome a lot. It's like, the goths burned Rome. They burned it to the ground. Mr. Gusto, would you mind helping us out? Of course, confectionery is my life. I do have some culture. I've got loads of culture. Listen. I have enough culture that I want to fuck my way to the garden. Because everybody is a motherfucker. There, you got 2 system jokes in one stream. Are you happy now? You ordered Goth's meme yesterday? Ah. Oh, the Who Are You All Ordered Goths meme? I think I've seen one of those recently. I've seen one of those recently on Facebook. Interesting. And it was recent as well. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Who knew you could make a picture this pretty out of chocolate? Samson really is a god among men. Is it really made of chocolate, though? It looks far too much like a regular illustration to me. You have a good eye. I'm impressed. That's no piece of candy. That's the ultimate cookbook. The ultimate cookbook? In other words, the grand prize. What? So it's not made of chocolate after all? No, the book is simply framed in some. Tangaroa showed it to all of us when he gathered here to explain the rules. So the participants knew the grand prize was in this room the whole time. Excuse me. Alright, let's have a look at this. Hold it! Brohide boxes? Oh boy. What? I don't know if I quite get it, but is there another version? Is there another meaning to that word that I'm not familiar with? Boxer revolution? Hold on. Ah, I don't know. I didn't know about this. Okay, interesting. Right, okay. The Society of Righteous and Harmonious Fists. They cast punch really fucking hard. Anyway, you see it too, right? The frame. Something's missing. Ah, the Odyssey Detective Bad was going to ask Mr. Gusto about earlier. Yes. The handprint. You're right, Detective. Something is missing from this frame. So it's not just me. Huh? What's missing? I'd better show Eddie which part of the frame is missing some chocolate.
Take that!
Look closely, Eddie. Don't you feel that something is lacking here? Essentially, a country of street fighters overthrew the government to expel foreign regimes. That just sounds like the plot of Street Fighter. Maybe the real Street Fighter was the Street Fighters we made along the way. Don't you feel that something is lacking here?
Sorry. Art's not really my thing. Maybe that's just an artistic flourish, you know?
My glasses must have slipped. That's not the part I meant to point out.
You, were talking about something being missing from the frame, right?
That's right, and you don't need to know anything about art to see what it is. Oh. Oh, it's this bit. I see. I thought we were going for the handprint.
Take that!
Look at the decorative work in the corner here. Something's missing, no?
Oh yeah, it is different from the other side.
That's not like Tangaroa. The balance is all wrong. But that's not all. Take a look around. Every confection in this room is missing some small bit.
Yeah, right. The candle order, the nautical stuff, they're all like that. Did somebody deliberately damage them?
Okay, interesting. That's a very good question. Or did Tangaroa just want it to look like somebody messed with his work?
He never did that to his own creations. Never!
Could this have some deeper meaning for the case? Okay. Ah, I see. A candelabra. A candelabra made of chocolate. There's a title here, The Light of Life. Well, this particular light seems to be missing one of its life-giving flames. Does it have some sort of symbolic meaning? Or could it be... Diary of Despair? It's a journal belonging to the captain of the chocolate ship, also made of chocolate. A Diary of Despair, that's some title. Come, hearken, see how we crossed the sea and rode the red tide to misery. I rode the red tide to misery. Sounds like someone is making love when they partner on the blob. Quite a jaunty rhyme for such a tragic sounding tale. Ow! Look, Hades, you know I'm right. Are these finger marks? Yeah, but we don't know whose yet. Still haven't figured it out. No. Ah! Ow. No fingerprints. No RD. Finger marks without prints. They could certainly be important to the case. Someone with gloves then.
Oh, it's a real head scratcher, all right.
Not really. I'm guessing whoever it was wore gloves.
Oh, where's your sense of romance, of adventure?
There doesn't tend to be much of either at a crime scene, Eddie.
Achoo!
Ow! Are you alright, Eddie?
Yeah, but it sure is chilly in here.
Yes, it wasn't exactly warm out in the fountain room either. But it's even colder in here. Would you like to borrow my jacket?
No, I'm fine. Besides, you said you'd give it to me when I finally got my Tony's badge.
I did, didn't I? Why do they have the heat down so low? Chocolate needs to be kept at the right temperature. Take a look behind the panel on the wall. What panel?
Look at that, it was here the whole time.
There's one in each of the contest rooms. Tangaroa hid them so they wouldn't spoil the aesthetic of our works. And what do the controls do? They adjust the temperature and the lighting. You like Eddie and Gregory's dynamic? It's pretty cool, actually. Goes all the way down to minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to keep any confectionery from melting. What the fuck is minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit when it's at home? That means nothing to me. So, in effect, each room is a giant freezer.
It's 59 degrees in here, no wonder I'm cold.
Fahrenheit is so weird. How is 59 degrees cold? Like, I am down to minimal clothing when it's 15 degrees Celsius, right?
Hey, Detective Bad, you, mind if we turn it up a little?
Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work.
But I'm not a detective.
The same goes for attorneys, Eddie. We must never disturb the scene of the crime. Get used to the cold. It's all part of your training. Chocolate needs to be kept between 59 and 65 degrees. There's no way around it. You know the temperatures by heart, sir. Guess it is your job. It's the very least I should know. Any real confectioner should be able to tell you that and more. Alright, what about lollipops and cream? If it's not too hot or too humid, a lollipop should be fine just about anywhere. Cream needs to be kept at around 50 degrees. Need to watch out for heat and humidity, huh? Duly noted.
Detective Bad kind of brightened up when he was talking about lollipops, didn't he?
That's the most villainous chef and detective you've ever seen. Bad is actually like, he's intimidating, but he's actually like a solid dude. Bad is a solid dude. Like, he's a G. He's an actual G. A top G. And I suppose he must be very fond of them. I don't believe there's any more to be found here. Okay. No, we've got everything we needed there. There's some very tasteful tableware here, along with some kitchen utensils. This tea set is the same design as the one Miss Bound served us with earlier.
You think Samson could have been drinking tea out of that?
The porcelain cup were dusted for prints. His were the only ones they found. And was that the case for the utensils too? Everything else had been washed, so there weren't any prints to find. And if Mr. Tangaroa was wearing gloves while he was working as confectionaries, that could explain why prints were only found on the teapot and cup. Okay. Anything else? Okay. There was something that was, like, inconsistent, he said. It's the blood, isn't it? So, give me just a second, guys. I need to speak to my doctor about my meds. I think I need to just bump the dosage or something. I'm struggling a bit lately, if I'm honest. Like, my mental state is not great, and my heart rate has been. I think I'm like maybe on the verge of an anxiety attack at the minute. So, yeah, maybe tomorrow. Just being chilling in the daytime would be a good idea for me, huh? See how we go. See how we go. So this.
up!
You said the only thing that's been removed from the scene is the body. Yeah, that and the piece of cloth it was wrapped in. Then something here doesn't quite add up. It doesn't. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing. You're right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they removed the blood along with the body. Let me check with forensics.
What is it, Mr. E? What'd you figure out?
Compare the treasure chest in the photograph to the real thing. In the picture, the solid chocolate bottom continues underneath the deceased's head. And yet that part of the chest is now gone.
The part with blood all over it.
Hydration check? Yes, thank you. Just a little slurper. Exactly, so did the police remove it, or perhaps the killer? It wasn't forensics. They're saying nobody took anything like that away. Interesting, so somebody deliberately removed the blood from the scene. Could be. Okay. Okay. Is it logic time? Logic. The stand broke and the ship collapsed with it, and the loud sound it made brought Miss Bound running. Yeah, said the ship had already keeled over by the time she got in here. But why did the stand collapse? What caused it to break? Maybe the old thing was off balance from the get-go. Could that really have been the case? Okay. All of Mr. Tangaro's creations are missing a little piece each, including one of the stands that was holding up the ship. Somebody really went all out.
Do you think it could have been the killer?
It's certainly a possibility. Either way, I think we can safely say the stand was damaged in our mystery person's tampering spree. And when it broke, the ship fell and smashed open the treasure chest, which would have remained closed otherwise. Okay. I think we're about done here for now. Well, if I wasn't convinced before, I am now. Tangaro did it, no two ways about it. Hey Andy, how we doing, man? Welcome in.
What do you mean?
All the rooms in this place lock from the inside. The only way to unlock them from the outside is with this key. I see, and who had access to that key? Who do you think? Tangaroa. And it's the only one. There aren't any copies. With the mansion key, Tangaroa could slip into anybody else's room, anytime he liked. And he could even lock his own room from the outside if he wanted. But Mr. Tangaroa's room wasn't locked, was it? Nope, which is exactly what makes him a suspect. Would you care to explain your thinking? Oh, here we go. If the door had been locked when the body was found, Tangaroa would have been the obvious suspect. Which is why he deliberately didn't lock his room. And why he smashed in the lid of the treasure chest, so the body was on full display. Everyone was supposed to gather in his room when the judging finished up. So he made it look like the murder happened while he wasn't there. The one thing he didn't plan on was Bound finding the body. Anyway, that's my thinking on this whole thing. Good enough for you, Mr. Attorney. Do you also believe it was Mr. Tangaro who damaged the other pieces in this room? Yup. I know you have to believe your client, that's your job, but I'm a detective and I serve the law. And no matter how squeaky clean somebody might seem, a suspect is still a suspect. I fully understand your reasoning, Detective. Now, would you mind if I applied a little critical thinking of my own? Huh. Do your worst. Just as the detective won't compromise his devotion to the law, I would compromise my beliefs either. And I'm not about to just accept his version of events. In fact, I'm going to show him the piece of evidence that highlights the contradiction in his claims. Oh, okay. He's giving you Kuwabara vibes. I don't know who is Kuwabara. Is that Gits? Because like it's been a very long time since I've engaged with any Gits content, and other than Kusanagi, I don't really remember the characters, I'm afraid. I do remember the Tachikoma, what are they called? The little spider tanks? They're cute. Okay. Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh, I've never seen it, I'm sorry. I don't know Yu Yu Hakusho at all.
Hold it!
That's hardly solid grounds on which to base your suspicion of Mr. Tangaroa, Detective. And that's hardly solid grounds to start shouting objections left and right on, Mr. Attorney. Maybe quit interrupting and let me finish.
Hold it!
And why would he deliberately not lock his door? Because if he'd locked it, he might as well have held up a sign saying he did it, since he had the only key. But maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe he just left it unlocked without meaning to. He just happened to leave it unlocked, and somebody just happened to find a body inside. Come on, kid. You'll never make a detective thinking like that.
But I don't want to be a detective. I want to be an attorney.
I'd be grateful if you stopped trying to steal my apprentice. Look, there's a reason why Tangaroa left his door unlocked. Okay?
Hold it!
You're saying Mr. Tangaroa himself deliberately smashed the treasure chest open? Yup, if he hadn't, the body would have never been found. I struggle to see how he managed to destroy his creation while judging the contest at the same time.
Exactly. Besides, there's no way he would have disrespected his sweets. He eats every last crumb on Bacon Bob while dancing. That's the only way stuff gets destroyed.
This isn't about what happens on TV, kid. You know about Bacon Bob, Detective? Am I the only one who isn't familiar with this show?
Wow, I never would have guessed. Can you sing the theme song too?
Never mind that now. Focus. I thought we were about to get a treat then. The point is this. Tangaroa was responsible for breaking that lid. Okay.
Hold it!
The judging began in Mr. Gusto's room, correct? Yeah. Kinda wanted to check his hard candy stuff out myself. In that case, how about a demonstration? Well, it's you, Detective. It looks more like missile.
Are you calling him a dirty dog?
It's a wolf. A lone wolf. I like it. I'm starting to enjoy these little displays. Anyhow.
Hold it!
Okay. Do you have a clear idea of when exactly the murder took place? Not yet. Autopsy report's still pending. And yet you still went ahead and arrested Mr. Tangaroa. We may not know when the murder happened, but we know when the body was discovered. It was while Tangaroa was judging Gusto's room. The perfect alibi if he could set it up just right. But still not grounds for an arrest. Surely you have to agree with that. Do I? Especially when I've got nothing more to say to you. Why do I get the feeling he's hiding something? Detective Matt seems pretty convinced that Mr. Tangaroa is the culprit.
There's no way he would have vandalized his own creations. No way! Still, the treasure chest did get smashed in. There's no denying that.
Perhaps we should focus more on what led to the body's discovery. Doing so should make it easy to spot the flaw in Detective Bad's theory. Okay? So if the door had been locked when the body was found... hang on. Okay. The rules don't really give me anything there. Okay, I don't think it's this one. Why he deliberately didn't lock his room? Everyone was supposed to gather in his room when the judging finished? Okay. Okay. I thought she was a lot older than 16, if I'm honest. I thought she was like... I'll be honest, I thought her and Tangaroa were like a married couple. Oh my god. Yikes. Okay, okay. I'm thinking, chat, I'm thinking. Can you hear the clockwork ticking away in my brain? So that's PH. PH. Yes, what a gorgeous design.
Really? Just seems a bit out there to me. Like, how do you even get your tea in there?
Art isn't about function, Eddie. It's about form.
Oh, I guess I have to take your word for it, Mr. E. This art stuff is way beyond me.
Ah!
Look, there's something stamped on the bottom.
I thought she was older than 16. Most incriminating line ever. Oi, 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 oi. I'm not eyeing her up. No. Not when Detective Emma Sky exists. No, Detective Emma Sky. Especially, never should have sold cigarettes. What? I used to work in a newsagent. I didn't have a choice. It was part of the job. Alright?
It says PH.
I suppose that must be Paul Halik's pottery mark. Those are his initials, after all. Miss Bounce said she's a big fan of his work.
His initials, huh? So if I'd made it, it would say EF.
Perhaps you should practice by initialing your personal belongings first. Okay. Interesting. So this clearly goes with this. Aren't you only allowed to sell cigarettes to 18 over there? Bear in mind that I was a lot younger back then. So the law changed, I think, about 10 years ago. But when I was like, back 20 years ago when I was doing newsagent work, the age for buying cigarettes was 16. And it changed like after I'd stopped working that particular gig. Okay. We need to find something to present to Bad. Judging will proceed clockwise from the leftmost room. Okay. Bet me working in the usage was like seeing the blacksmith on Dragon Quest. I don't know the blacksmith from Dragon Quest. No, I was a filthy smooth chin back then. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I didn't have a beard back then. Yeah, I was a filthy smooth chin. Look, I was like 14, 15 at the time. You know? So, yeah. It's 21 to sell cigarettes to Americans. I mean, Americans get to do a lot of things when they're 21, but they also get to drive before they're 21, so they don't get to do the whole sort of let's get crunk as fuck, and then we don't have to worry about driving thing out of the way. They start driving, then they get crunk as fuck, and then they crash. Yippee! Contestants may not enter another contestant's room until judging is completed. So why is he in here? Oh god, this is hard. Give me a hint, Hades. Give me a hint. Because I'm stumped right now. Smooth chin nep is terrifying. It's true. Like, I don't even remember what my chin looks like anymore. Hades, what am I looking for? Give me a hint. Because, like, I can't work out what the game... It says it wants me to show a contradiction. But it's not giving me any indication, like, where the contradiction might be. I feel like it's going to be the contest rules, but... Did Samson really smash the chest open? The lid was closed until the ship collapsed. Ah, I see. Right, okay. That is a very hard one. Let's try this then.
Objection!
Aha! We've established that the body was hidden inside the chest, and that Miss Bound only came running into this room when she heard a sound. You found it extremely obvious? What? How? That was one of the most obtuse presents that I've seen in this entire game so far. Like, I genuinely could not work that out for the life of me. Gregory's objection is more high-pitched than you expected. Yeah, it's pretty high-pitched compared to what I expected, too. It's a bit nasally, almost. It seemed reasonable to infer that the sound was out of the chocolate boat collapsing. Sure, seems likely, based on the evidence. And yet you assert that it was Master Tangaroa who had smashed the lid of the chest. I believe that this photo makes it clear that it was the ship that did the smashing. And if that had occurred only moments before Miss Bound had entered the room, then it couldn't have been broken by Mr. Tangaroa, who was out judging the contest at that time. Oh, I never said he did it then and there. He could have done something to the stand so it had collapsed when he was in the middle of judging.
Objection!
Have you any way of proving that assertion? No, but the investigation isn't over yet. There's still time. So he doesn't have anything conclusive. Have you found any prints in this room beside those of Mr. Tangaroa? Yup, on the door. But we found Tangaroa's and Frost's prints on there too. We were all brought in here for a briefing, right before we started work on our creations. Those prints are probably from then. I take it you haven't checked any of Mr. Tangaroa's works for prints yet? Why would? We know that somebody tampered with them. Therefore, it's possible they left some prints behind when they did so. Fine, but if we don't find anything, your guy's still top of my list. Got it? You, check all this chocolate stuff for prints, now. Yes, sir, right away. Detective Bad, we finished dusting the chocolate and we found prints that don't belong to Mr. Tangaroa, sir. Go on, ooze. Delicious scone, sir. She's one of the contestants. Good work. You can go back to whatever you were investigating before. Yes, sir. So it seems we have a suspect besides Mr. Tangaroa. Huh. Even without your loyal input, I wasn't about to wrap up the investigation anyway. I'll go speak to Miss Scone and see what she has to say for herself. Delicious Scone. Mr. Gusto mentioned her too. He said she was ruthless, that she'd do anything to win. Excuse me. Oh, that's unpleasant. Hold on. Sorry about that. Because the anxiety's flaring at the minute, I've been getting really bad acid reflux. It's kind of horrible. Okay. This Scone lady sounds like a pretty suspicious character, huh, Mr. E? Yeah, so I think we'd better try to speak with her ourselves as well. Detective Bad, would you mind if we accompanied you? Babysitting you is not my job.
Oh, come on.
But I guess you did pick up a couple of useful clues already. So if you want to tag along, be my guest. Mr. E? Mystery? Ah. I see. Understood. And he gets murdered. So he's murdered Mr. E. Yeah. Thank you, Detective. You're too kind. But Detective Bad, sir, I don't think that's such a good idea. The lead prosecutor's still busy in there. It'll be fine. Me and him don't exactly see eye to eye anyhow.
Who is this him? Who are they assigned the case to?
Manfred von Karma.
What? They gave it to Von Karma? He hadn't lost a case in 25 years.
Manfred von Karma, a living legend over at the prosecutor's office. We've never faced one another in the courtroom, but I've heard plenty of stories. They say he'll do anything to ensure a guilty verdict. But I can't let that distract me. For now, I need only continue to do what I believe is right. Oh. To be continued? Okay. We can go for a bit longer. I'm pretty tired outside. I could probably go for like another half hour, I reckon. Let's try and go for 2 hours tonight. Yeah. And then I'll let you know a bit about what I've got planned for next week as well. What the fuck? Is this delicious scone? Oh no.
Whoa, a candy castle. And look, there's even some little elves to go with it.
Room's laid out pretty much the same as Tangaroa's.
It's not as cold though, that's something.
Let's see. Yeah, looks like there's a temperature control panel in here too.
Over there where that orange light is, right?
We'd better take a closer look at it when we can. It's like a fairy tale storybook in here. And this whipped cream covered construction must be the work of Miss Delicious Scone. Where is Miss Scone?
Me? Why, I'm just over here, dearie. Oh, just look at you lovely boys. Delicious scone at your service. Some cheeky blotters back in Bloody even call me Miss Delicious. Tee-hee.
Wait, she's supposed to be British. Oh, fucking God. Do we change the voice? Ara, Hades, Dodso, Andy, make a choice. Do we change her voice so that she's like a proper stereotypical Essex Brit? Because she's using terms like cheeky blicers and blicey. She's obviously British. We do it? Okay. Don't if I don't want to. Ara, that's the first time you've been kind enough to try and make me not suffer. I think we have to do it.
Some cheeky blighters back in Blight even call me Miss Delicious. Tee-hee.
Called a lovely boy at 34. Unexpected to say the least.
Lovely boys? Really? Even Mr. E? Oh yes, dear. You, the detective over there. You're all lovely boys to me.
You told me to change Trucy's voice back then as well. Yeah, but Trucy is British, right? She is British. You can't dissuade me of that notion. I'm nobody's lovely boy, lady. Name's Bad. I wonder just how old she is. Back in the UK, they call her Miss Delicious. Okay. Finish this up so we can get out of here, Mr. Attorney. Yes, all right.
What is the meaning of this? Chit-chatting with the defense.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Edgeworth, some scary guy just stepped out of the castle.
Von Karma.
What? He's Manfred von Karma? Oh, sorry, mannequins.
The notorious prosecutor von Karma himself. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. von Karma. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law.
I couldn't care less what your name is. Your job is to lose to me and disappear. Never to show your sniveling face again.
For the first time in the series, the theme doesn't work that well. Yeah. What a thoroughly rude individual.
Those piercing eyes, that furrowed brow. Oh, you're even scarier than they say.
And you might want to keep such rude thoughts to yourself, Eddie. We were hoping you might permit us to carry out some brief inquiries, Mr. Von Karma.
Ha! And why would I wish to extend you any such courtesy?
This clearly isn't going to be easy.
So long as your inquiries are limited to this room, I suppose I'll allow it.
Why the sudden change of heart?
You, the tall fellow.
Name's bad. Is that so hard to remember?
I didn't ask for your opinion. Thoughts of a lowly detective do not concern me. But I do admire your spirit.
Take a look at his animations.
Bad. See to it that these worms don't step out of line.
Why do I have to?
I am not offering you a choice, detective.
He's still clutching his arm.
I need to go and look over Gusto's room. Good day.
Great. More babysitting. Why aren't Detective Bad and Mr. Von Karma investigating together? They don't seem to know each other well enough for there to be bad blood between them.
Well, looks like we have permission to investigate. Guess we better get to it.
Indeed, I'm not sure I trust Mr. Von Karma's motives, but at least we can do that much. There was one difference between Von Karma now and the one we fought in 1-4. It's the bullet in his shoulder, isn't it? Is he clutching lower down on his arm? Is that where the difference is? Hold up, I haven't been over this room yet either. You're not messing it up before I get my chance. You'll have to wait till I'm done. He's not clutching his shoulder. Yeah, he's clutching like down at his bicep, isn't he?
Huh? I thought you were the lead detective. How come you didn't take a look at this room yet?
Because I wasn't the first one they assigned. One of Von Karma's pets was on job before me. It is impressive, yeah. Right up until just now, in fact. I got here not long before you did. That answers my questions as to why they're working separately, I suppose. You gotta go, Hades. No worries. You take care and have a good rest of your day, right? And hopefully see you tomorrow for some Tomb Raider, huh? We're playing Last Revelation. And we're starting on the 2 Tomb Raiders that I've never actually completed. I've never gotten past Cairo in Tomb Raider 4. And then Tomb Raider 5, I've actually never gotten past like the first 3 levels or so. I don't know why. I just kind of petered out. I have finished Angel of Darkness, but whether or not that's been fixed or if it's still a hot mess, I don't know. I know that iCore's been streaming it, so I'm going to probably watch some VODs of that just to get a bit of a handle on it. What say we look over the room together, Detective? We worked out well enough before. Then you won't have to worry about us messing things up. You can keep an eye on us as we go. What kind of screwball attorney asked to have a detective breathing down his neck? Huh. Guess I'm stuck with you for a little while longer.
Yeah, you're amazing, Mr. E.
You have our thanks, Detective Bad. Don't be too grateful. This is my scene. The second you get in my way, you're out of here. Of course, we understand. Now, shall we begin? I quite like Gregory. Like, he genuinely seems like... He's just, like, no nonsense. He doesn't fuck about. He doesn't fart around. And you get stuff done. There's a blowtorch and some chemicals here. I guess it's all for cooking with. I wonder what these chemicals are. Let's take a look at the labels. Mango Down 911? Homicyanide 247? Wait, they're all poisons. No, sir, they're common colourings and flavourings used in candies and desserts. The first is concentrated mango, boiled down to its purest essence. Hence, Mango Down. They're asking for trouble with a name like that. Now I'm curious as to what homicyanide might be. Sorry, give me a second, guys. What's that? Oh, yeah, just some stuff going on outside. Okay, here we go. It's a cute little elf made of candy, and it's sitting on a little tree stump. The whipped cream decorations around are beginning to lose their shape. But the elf seems completely fine. Strange. Maybe the elf isn't made of candy. It's an incredible piece of work. Hard to believe this whole castle is made of sugar and cream. I know, right? It's like we're inside a magical medieval story or something. I didn't know you were so into such fantastical things. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Didn't mean to get so carried away there. Oh, no need to apologise. I admire your enthusiasm. I sometimes wish my own son was as animated as you. You have a son, Mr. E? I do. He's still in elementary school, and yet he'd rather read a statute book than a fairy tale. I can't help but worry that his interest will make it hard for him to make friends. He's also quite kind towards Eddie. He's just, like, quite nice in general. He's not, like, nice in a babying way. He's nice in a kind of, like, he will get shit done for you kind of way. Don't say that. He sounds super interesting. I'll make a ton of friends, me included, I'm sure. I like to think you'd be more of a big brother to him than a friend, Eddie.
A big brother, huh?
Guess I have some growing up to do. Better take this more seriously. Indeed. Then with that in mind, should we continue our investigation? Okay. The doors of the castle have been left wide open. Yeah, was the guy born in the barn? You could have at least closed them behind him. I'd like to see you say it to Mr. Von Karma's face, Eddie. Wait, there's a bunch of stuff inside. Let's see.
Hold it, kid. If anybody's going to be handling evidence, it'll be me. Cream's going all runny.
It's all over the detective's shoes. Why are all these items being stored inside a candy castle?
Alright, tell me what you want me to look at first. That. 2 big rock crystals. Looks like somebody was using the castle for storage.
Oh, I kind of expected something a little more exciting behind those doors. Oh, I know, maybe they're giant uncut gemstones. And maybe this whole thing is based on a story about a castle with a priceless treasure inside. He come for you if you had to leave early for a date? Yeah. He is an absolute lad. We love him. He's our boy. I think I treat my priceless treasures with a little more care. There's something on the bottom of them.
Looks like a little stand or something.
I was right, there are gemstones. The stands must be so they can be put on display. Well, whatever they are, it seems they're not just a large set of paperweights.
There's a bunch of blue cloth back there. 1, 2, 3, 4 rolls all together.
Well, they certainly aren't made of candy.
No idea what this stuff is for. Almost looks like somebody hid it in here.
And I think I've seen fabric of the same colour somewhere else before. Ah, these pillars. They have hexagonal indentations.
Looks like something's supposed to go in there. Well, whatever they were, they're long gone.
Hexagonal indentations, sir. I wonder.
Castle's covered in whipped cream, so maybe a giant strawberry.
A giant strawberry with a hexagonal bottom?
Look, I like strawberries, okay? Can't blame a guy for wishing.
I prefer bananas myself. Blueberries for me. Yippee! The rock crystal stands and the pillars in front of the castle feature the same hexagonal shape. I believe the crystals are meant to be placed on top of the pillars. Oh yeah, hexagon to hexagon makes perfect sense. But if that's the case, then why were they being hidden inside the castle? The rolls of blue cloth and the rock crystals inside the castle. I imagine both must belong to Miss Scone. Miss Scone, what were you using the items inside the castle for? Oh, those? Sorry, Ma'am Kim, but I'm not allowed to say.
Let me guess. Von Karma?
Ah, how do you know? Please don't ask me to tell you. You left me guts for garters. It seems the prosecution really has no intention of showing anything with the defense. Man, thought we were on something with those giant rock crystals, but... What's that, dearie? You're interested in my little trinkets? Your trinkets?
Yes, my sweet, I use them to make people all lovely and relaxed.
You use rock crystals and cloths to do that. Wait, are they butt plugs?
I do, it's wonderful, you should see it. And they're not just any old rock crystals either, they're great big lumps of salt with lights inside them. Wow, those things are lamps? Hee. Oh, that's not even the half of it. Those cloths are an even more exciting secret.
She really opened up the moment we started talking about her trinkets.
Since you're here, why don't I give you lovely boys a taste of my relaxation magic, huh? Oh, Betty Bumpkin, can you get it all out and set it up for me?
The name is bad.
Is that a no? Why are you being so selfish, Betty Bumpkin?
Have you finished taking photos of this room yet? Yes, sir, we have, sir. Then help Miss Scone with something, will you? Yes, sir.
Batty Blumpkin. Oh boy.
Skibbity, skibbity, hawk to a hawk. Skibbity king that gives up lumpkins.
You got also modded. Yeah.
Moaning and groaning and learning to mount. As you can see, I have a microphone toggle. And I can sing,
Yes. Yes, I can. Okay, put the microphone away. Put the microphone away. There we go. Okay.
Tee. Oh, you're so sweet you are, aren't you, Batty Bee?
That's amazing, Miss Scone. You got him to do exactly what you wanted. That's some talent.
Thank you ever so much, Battykins, and you officer lovely.
She's even giving nicknames to the forensics guys now. I guess it's her way of showing that she cares.
So, what about this is supposed to be relaxing, exactly?
Oh, don't be a big sourpuss, Batty Bee. The fun's only beginning. Officer Lovely, you can switch it on now.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah. Huh.
Wow, it's beautiful.
It is. I wish my son were here to see it.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it just wonderful? The 4 adorable elves in the sweetest little castle made of sweets. That's my theme, you see. And I thought it'd be extra lovely if it was all lit up. Isn't that the nicest thing you've ever seen?
It's against the rules. One of the elves must be feeling a little left out.
This is how it's supposed to look for the contest. But I'm glad you lovely boys got to see it at least.
Wait, shouldn't the lamps be lit up too?
Oh, what's happened there, I wonder?
I think we better take a look at the lamps and the elves one more time. Okay. Let's go see this elf first. This elf doesn't have an illuminated cloth over it like the others.
It's not fair to leave the poor guy out, Miss Scone. Well, I didn't want to, did I, dear? But one of my cloths and one of my little machines went missing.
A cloth and what sort of machine exactly?
Oh, you'll never guess how it all works. Those luminous cloths are connected to these little thingamajigs. They're called full spectrum light emitting devices. They send light down the main cable into each optical fibre strand. That's what makes the cloth glow. With a little bit of fiddling, you can change the light to any colour in the whole wide world. Bright red like ferocious fairy flames. Cold blue like clinking crystals of ice. They have these special batteries that last for donkey's years and they don't mind the cold at all.
Forgive me, so these machines, they're
what makes the special luminous cloth light up in all these beautiful colours, Mr. E.
I see. So much new technology, I can barely keep up.
So these light-emitting devices, you lost one of them with a piece of luminous cloth.
That's right, Lambkin. Heaven only knows where they could have gotten to.
That's a very suggestive animation. Like, especially with the cream flying everywhere. This cloth, it could have something to do with the case. Okay. Ow! Look, it is suggestive. You can't blame me for that. It's not my fault. The lamps appear to be broken. Bulbs are smashed. Both of them. Maybe they fell and broke on the floor. Look, there's a red stain on the one on the left. That's not just a stain. That's...
Yep, it's blood all right. I can smell it.
Okay. What? Blood? Why is there blood on this lamp? Could it have something to do with why its bulb is broken? We better take a close look at the other one too. But first we should do some logic. We know that the victim was struck and killed with something blunt, and we found blood on one of the lamps which has a smashed bulb inside. Could the lamp not have been the murder weapon? For sure, could definitely do enough damage to kill someone.
You, science guy, did you finish analysing the blood from the lamp yet?
Yes sir, just got done a minute ago sir. The blood is the victim's, no doubt about it.
There you have it.
Okay. So the murder weapon was hidden in Miss Scon's room. I'm beginning to think we may need to add her to our list of suspects. How could the Brit do anything like this? So Miss Scott had actually intended to use these lamps in her display.
Then why were they stashed inside the castle?
Maybe because they're broken?
Except, there's plenty of other places she could have put them.
The best place to hide some salt is in some sugar. Isn't that how it goes? Or perhaps the best place to hide a tree is in a forest. Anyway, if her intention was to put these salt lamps in a final display, that contradicts a certain piece of evidence in my possession. I'll need to point it out by making a deduction. Okay. It's the rules, I think. Non-confectionery items may not be used.
Eureka!
Take a look at the list of rules for the contest, detective. Non-confectionery items may not be used as decoration. That means the salt lamps and the luminous cloth would both have been against the rules. Okay. Is that why they were stashed away inside the castle? I think we need to dig a little further into this with the scum before we can say for sure. What's the matter, Miss Scum? You seem a whole lot less cheerful than you were a minute ago. Is it Mr. Von Karma? Did something happen between you two?
Why, yes, nothing happened at all.
Huh? But you just said yeah.
Tee-hee-hee, that was hello to yes, you silly boy. Oh, you just the sweetest little sugar dumpling. Remind me, what's your name again? Oh, Eddie. Eddie Lumpkin. Oh, you'll go far, dearie, I can tell.
Eddie Lumpkin? It seems our English gentleman has taken a liking to you, Eddie. No small accomplishment. She's not exactly what I picture when I think of a gentleman, Mr. E. Never mind that now. We should ask her a few questions while we can. Could you tell us about what you did over the course of the contest?
Well, of course, dearie, let's see. It all started at about 10 in the morning. That's when we set to work. And, well, I spent most of the time here in my room getting everything ready, as you'd expect. Oh, and then there was a lovely afternoon tea for an hour or so from around 1, I think.
Afternoon tea? It's an English tradition. A chance to drink tea, enjoy a snack, and make small talk. Is it an English tradition? I don't think it is. So kind of like recess? I suppose you could say that.
Oh, you really know your onions, don't you, Greggy Pegleg? Such a clever boy.
When did I become Greggy? He's old Greg. He's old Greg now. And where was this afternoon tea served?
Out in the garden, of course. There's a lovely little one just outside. They do it all the same hour every break time during the contest. Laying a nice little spread, you know. But today, only me, Samson, Silly Pants and Moody Judy were there for it. Sammy Poople had already finished his big creation, so he was there the whole time. But poor old Chilly Wicks and Gusty Pants had to miss out because they hadn't finished yet, bless them.
You're saying everybody except Mr. Frost and Mr. Gusto were present?
That's right, dear. To tell you the truth, I hadn't finished yet either. I wasn't about to miss out on tea and cake served by our two TV superstars.
At least in pop culture? Ah, understood.
I went right back to work when I finished, though. Tooled off when the others were still nattering away.
And at any point during the contest, did you visit any of the other competitors' rooms? But
No, dear, don't be silly.
That's strange because your fingerprints were found in Mr. Tangaroa's room.
Caught red-handed.
Wait, so you admit you were there?
Oh, well, I can hardly deny it now, can I? But I didn't kill anybody, I swear. I suppose I better tell you what really happened. Just promise you'll believe me, won't you, dear?
What exactly were you doing in Mr. Tangaroa's room?
Well, I suppose you call it research?
Research?
Sammy Poople's a dab hand when it comes to the old sweet making.
How many voices do I have on the go now? Too many. Too many. And like, I'm just waiting for the SOA fandom to put the auditions up for DeLoco, because you know I'm going for DeLoco. That crazy bubblehead motherfucker. Hell yeah. The voices, they're getting stronger. Stronger. So strong they can leg press 550 kilograms. Oh, baby.
So when I noticed there was no one in there, I just popped in for a quick bit of research, like I say.
What kind of research leaves fingerprints?
Yeah, well, it stands to reason I'd leave fingerprints, doesn't it? After all, it's hardly research if you don't have a little nibble now, is it? What? You ate little pieces of them?
So the traces of tampering in Mr. Tangaroa's room, that was all you?
Oh, I'm ever so sorry, sweeties. I didn't mean to make a mess. I had to take a little bite here and there, didn't I? I didn't want poor Sammy Poople getting upset, so it's just the teensiest bits and pieces.
And the stand holding up the ship, you took a bite out of that too, I suppose?
Oh, yes, dear, of course I did.
It was you. You brought the whole thing crashing down.
Oh, I'm so sorry, me lovely. Truly I am. Hold on, is that why you left the afternoon tea early? You were heading off for a second helping of sweets? No, just please believe me. I never killed anybody, I promise.
Her actions were clearly suspicious, but that's about all we can say for now. I think we need to present her with that. Let's try it.
Oh, look at that. Don't you have the loveliest toys, Greggy Pegleg? But that colour, oh no, that won't do. Here, let me put a lovely splodge of cream on it.
Please stop that. Not that. This one? What? Do I have to do some logic? Really? That was a bit forced. Okay. Not quite sure what the game wants me to do now, then. Presenting stuff to her that was obviously relevant did nothing. What is it? Now that we know more, we should probably take another look at a few things. Agreed. The luminous cloth, the elves, and the lamps. I think all three might merit a second glance. Why were they in the castle? More to the point, why were they hidden inside the castle? Something stinks, and it's not all this cream that's going bad. It's scone. We should look over the scene again and see if we can uncover anything new. Okay. There's nothing more to be found there. Elves? It's a cute little elf made of candy, and it's sitting on a little tree stump. The fabric above it and the other decorations around it really add to the dreamlike atmosphere. Stare at it all for too long, and we might get swept up in the fantasy ourselves.
Yeah, well, our job is to stay right here in reality and get to the bottom of all this. Nobody's getting swept up in any flats or fancy on my watch.
Okay, we can't get around the back of that. These must be the various tools Miss Scone used to build her castle.
Buckets filled with cream, trowels and a brush. Is she a patissier or a plasterer?
Don't you go making jokes at my expense, you cheeky young devil. I don't just slap stuff on walls like a silly old plasterer. I have to spread the cream out lovely and smooth, then work out all the rough patches.
That's literally exactly what a plasterer does.
Wait, so it said check things again.
What's the matter? Something weird about the ladder.
It's not a ladder detected bad, it's a step ladder. Which voice is that?
Same difference.
Far from it, actually. You'd know if you observed their basic natures more closely. Amazing mystery. I'll have to remember this for future reference. Oh! There was an achievement there. Scone. It's kind of like Wendy Oldbag's voice,
Except it's a little bit less distorted.
hey! There was an achievement for that. You didn't even have to tell me about it, no. As an Ace Attorney player, I saw a step ladder and I was like... Oh. So what am I doing here? Is there something over here? There's a small door on the wall here, just like Mr. Tangaroa's room.
Here, I'll open it.
Ah, temperature 68 degrees, light set to green.
Didn't Gusto say cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees? Temperature in here is too high.
Okay. That is odd. I wonder why.
Let's do some logic.
The whipped cream in this room is collapsing because the temperature is too high.
It's 68 degrees. Me messed up shoes can vouch for that.
And yet... when you open the doors to the castle, the handles themselves were just fine.
Yeah, they were sturdier than expected.
Sturdy? That's not the way I would describe most things made of confectionaries. I think we better take another look at those handles, don't you?
What the?
I think it's safe to say those handles aren't made of candy.
It's not just the handles, the old castle, the little elves. They're all just plastic models with whipped cream smeared on top.
What? So none of this is confectionery art after all? No, it's simply made to look like candy, with the cream having been added to lend it all an air of authenticity. Interesting. So not only did she use decorations that were against the rules, she didn't even make any real sweets. Miss Scone made a mockery of the rules.
Yeah, guess she's not going to get crowned world's greatest now.
And why is it so warm in here? Do you think it's got something to do with all this? Okay. That's a good question. I think we better go ask Miss Scone herself. Let's ask her. Miss Scone, why is the temperature of your room set to 68 degrees?
Because I hate the cold, don't I, dearie? And besides, being chilly's no good for a girl.
Miss Scone? Miss Con? Oh, was she the criminal? Okay.
If I want to keep my fresh-faced complexion, I've got to be careful about these things. We ladies have to stay young, don't you know?
How old is she really, though?
That's what I'd like to know.
It's not polite to speculate on a person's age, Eddie.
But most of your work is made out of whipped cream. And whipped cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees where it starts to deflate.
Is that so, dearie? Well, silly me, eh? I only got to made a whoopsie. Wait, she really didn't know that?
Time for some more logic?
World-class confection of our foot.
Not only did she break the rules by using fake candy, she's ignorant of basic facts about her supposed craft. Miss Scone grows more mysterious by the minute. She's a world-class con artist. You're absolutely chuckling to yourself. Excellent, we love to hear it. Okay. Miss Scott appears to lack basic knowledge about how confectionery is created. And she says that she snuck into another entrance room for research purposes. Hardly the actions of a world-class confectioner competing for a major prize. Yeah, not so I'd picture a top draw acting. Does she maybe just lack a little confidence, or is she not actually a confectioner at all? Perhaps she had another agenda altogether. After all, we only have her word for it that she went into that room to do some research.
Wait, you mean maybe she went in there to commit a murder?
There's no way of saying so for certain just yet. But she is hiding something, that much I'm certain of. Okay. Ah, sweet health. That's enough investigating for now, don't you think? Yes, we've certainly found plenty of interest. Something's been bothering me for a while now. Mr. Von Karma would surely have found the murder weapon when we searched this room. And yet, he didn't arrest Miss Scott. He didn't even seem interested in questioning her. I think our first priority is we should find out what he's really up to. Detective Bad, I have a few things I'd like to ask Mr. Von Karma. Me too. Him and Scott.
Ah! How could you, Buddy Bumpkin? Stop staring at me like that.
It appears Detective Bad is just as suspicious of Mr. Von Karma and Miss Scott as I am. Miss Scott, would you be so kind as to accompany us? You can feel Bad's hate for Von Karma? Yeah. But he's a very grouchy man to begin with.
Of course, dear. Where are we off to?
To find Mr. Von Karma. Okay. He's up there. Mr. Von Karma, we'd like to speak with you if that's alright. Judging by your faces, I'm guessing you found the murder weapon. We did. It was in Miss Scott's room. Which means that Mr. Tangaroa should no longer be the only person of interest. Ha! Nonsense. It doesn't matter where the weapon was found. Tangaroa is guilty. And as long as this is my case, guilty shall remain. How can you be so sure of Mr. Tangaroa's guilt? You have an explanation, I assume, for why the murder weapon was in Miss Scott's room? Of course I do. And I'll be delighted to share it with you. Oh boy. Tangaroa killed Frost with one Scott's salt labs in order to frame her for the murder. To complete the deception, he took it back to her room once the deed was done. After all, if it had been found in the victim's body, Tangaroa would have seemed doubly suspicious. A body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon? Considerably less so. And that is why there was no piece of evidence on the scene that pointed to a particular suspect. So it's your assertion that Mr. Tangaroa took the salt lamp back to Miss Scott's room? It is indeed. But it is more than an assertion. It is a fact based on my own investigation. You mean you have proof that he did so? I don't need any such thing. If you have a rebuttal, I'll be happy to hear it. But I highly doubt you'll be able to fault my logic. Oh, man. I realise that this is a weird place to do this, guys. I think I'm going to have to call it, because my voice is going. Hold on. Where's my control? Here. Yeah, I realise that this is a weird place to call it, but like we've been going for more than 2 hours and my voice is starting to hurt a bit, so I need to go get myself a lemsip. I hated him in 1.5, I hate him here too. Oh boy. Wait, he was in 1.5? Nanda. Do we mean 1.4? Or 1.5? Well, 1.4. Understood. But yeah, I'm going to wrap things up there. Let's just turn that off there. Okay. Yeah, so let me just pull up YouTube a minute. I'll just let you guys know. Hey there, Yuki. I'm really sorry. I'm just finishing up tonight. Yeah, I'm just wrapping up for the night, I'm afraid. Oh, I'm sorry. Doing good though. Thank you for swinging by as well. Yeah, good to see you. Just going over the rest of the week then. Or I say rest of the week, next week. So tomorrow is Tomb Raider Remastered. Sunday, I'm supposed to have band practice. So if I have band practice, then no stream, of course. We're going to finish Super Duper Metroid on Monday. We're going back to Half-Life Field Intensity on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I'm busting out the retro games. I'm going to be playing Jurassic Park for the SNES. Yeah. It's a game which is quite long, and it's a game which is quite complicated, and it's regarded as being very hard. Mostly because you get lost a lot. Like, I kind of remember what I'm doing with it, so I want to see if it's still as fun as I remember. Then Thursday's Tomb Raider. Friday, Ace Attorney Investigations. No, not Friday, sorry. Saturday, because the next 2 Fridays I've got band stuff going on. So next Friday I've got a gig in town. The Friday after, we're playing in Manchester for the first time. So Ace Attorney is going to be on Saturday for a couple of weeks now. Anyhow, I'm just going to wrap things up there. Terraria Calamity mod, when? Maybe. I'm still cross at Terraria for deleting half of my inventory when I died to the last boss on my off-stream save. I know it's a glitch, but like it really annoyed me. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to just wrap things up there, like I said. So, cheers to the hangs, guys. Take lots of care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And all being well, I'll see you very soon. Until tomorrow, I guess. 5 p.m. tomorrow. Tomb Raider. Be there. I'll see you soon.